This is the first mega fight in boxing history where you have two bad guys. You have the potential for both fighters in a super fight being booed into the ring. It's never happened before. And it's probably going to happen on April 26th. This will be the first time he's in there with a genuinely dangerous man. How's he going to deal with it?
On the flip side, Chris Eubank Jr. isn't just confident, he's outright dismissive. He's treating Conor Benn like an amateur walking into deep waters without knowing how to swim. Eubank isn't bothering with detailed strategies or watching tape. In his eyes, Benn doesn't warrant that kind of attention. Eubank doesn't see any real threat in Benn's punching power either, brushing it off as exaggerated hype fueled by hopeful fans. According to him, this won't be a competitive clash, it'll be a one-sided masterclass, where Benn gets picked apart and publicly humbled. In Eubank's mind, the moment Benn agreed to this fight, he already lost. This isn't about competition, it's a demolition wrapped in the appearance of a sporting event.
I'm not focused on the amount of people that will be there. I'm not focused on the scale of this event. I'm not focused on the hype around this fight. All of that is really irrelevant. What's important is...
On the other side of the ring, Chris Eubank Jr. isn't just pushing back. He's going full throttle, tearing apart the narrative that shields Conor Benn. He doesn't simply mention the failed drug tests. He calls them a betrayal of everything boxing stands for. For Eubank, this bout has become bigger than just two fighters. It's about defending the integrity of a sport stained by controversy. What stings more, Eubank says, is that despite doing everything by the book, staying clean, putting in the work, making real sacrifices, he's still painted as the villain. Meanwhile, Benn, who tested positive, is welcomed like a hero returning home. It forces a tough question. Has boxing lost its sense of right and wrong? Eubank's not just coming to fight, he's coming to make a statement. To punish a system that lifts up rule breakers while dragging down the ones who play fair. This isn't just a grudge match. It's a moment of reckoning. Let me know your take in the comments. And don't forget to like the video.
Just the walk, let alone the fight part. It takes a lot of mental strength. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of heart, mental strength. It's a huge thing in boxing.
It's a big thing in life, even outside of boxing, right? In business and in all, I think, great endeavors. Do you think it's something that you can, from what you've seen in the gym, something you can teach or train?
I think you can.
Chris Eubank Jr. isn't holding back. He's going all in, tearing down the entire narrative that's been protecting Conor Benn. He doesn't just mention the failed drug tests. He condemns them as a betrayal of boxing's very foundation. For Eubank, this isn't just a fight between two athletes anymore. It's become a mission to restore the credibility of a sport dragged through the mud by scandal. What frustrates him even more is the hypocrisy. After staying clean, grinding through the hard way, and refusing to take shortcuts, Eubank finds himself labeled the bad guy. Meanwhile, Benn, the one who tested positive, is being welcomed back like a hero. So, the big question hangs in the air. Has boxing completely lost its moral center? Eubank is entering the ring with more than just victory in mind. He's there to make a statement, to stand against a system that cheers for rule breakers and punishes those who follow the code. This isn't just personal, it's justice. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button.
So yeah, I think the difficulty for Conor Benn in this fight is the weight and is the size. I think he's a better fighter. And I think at a natural weight class, he's a big favourite in the fight. But coming up 2 weight classes, it makes it a 50-50 fight. And you ain't going to blink in this one.
There's no question, Tony Sims fully grasps the emotional weight behind this clash. It's been brewing for over 2 years, and now, it's set to detonate on one of boxing's biggest stages. In the background, Conor Benn has been quietly evolving, becoming far more dangerous than the version fans once knew. According to Sims, Benn hasn't just trained. He's undergone a complete transformation, both physically and mentally, emerging as a more calculated and relentless force. But this fight isn't just about two men trading punches. It's a legacy-fueled showdown soaked in pride, pain, and unresolved history. The towering presence of Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. casts a long shadow, creating a pressure few fighters could handle. Even more intense is the expectation. Both sons are stepping in at their peak, not simply to win, but to leave a mark that will echo through time. This is more than a boxing match. It's a collision of bloodlines, of egos and emotions. And when the bell rings, what's truly at stake isn't just a win. It's identity, redemption, and the right to carry a legacy forward.
Conor Benn, I think he's great value. I think he's like the perfect guy to build such a big fight, and Chris just winds him up. And yeah, I honestly, I would say if I was, but I would say a 3.
Yeah,
in terms
I believe that. I mean, you could easily bullshit your way out of this.
On the other side, Tony Bellew isn't pulling any punches. He's throwing fuel on the flames of this rivalry, backing Conor Benn with unshakable intensity. To Bellew, Benn isn't just a fighter. He's a battle-tested warrior shaped by adversity long before he ever turned pro. But when Chris Eubank Jr.'s name comes up, Bellew's tone changes instantly. Sharp, loaded with contempt. He doesn't hold back. In Bellew's eyes, Eubank isn't charismatic. He's cold, calculated, and dripping with arrogance. The theatrics Eubank brings to press conferences, Bellew sees them not as confidence, but as ego-driven performances. To him, Eubank isn't chasing legacy, he's chasing the limelight. Bellew's connection to Benn, on the other hand, runs deeper than just punditry. It's emotional. It's personal. Like a fighter watching someone he cares about step into war. At the core, this isn't just a matchup. It's a battle of values, respect versus reputation. And Bellew's made it loud and clear where he stands, and he's not backing down.
Fired up.
Conor's his dad's son, and his dad's exactly the same. And the Eubanks and the Benns, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and so there'll always be that family rivalry going on. And Chris's aloof personality, riles Conor, like his dad did, with their dads did. So he knows exactly what he's got to do.
Don Charles doesn't sugarcoat his stance on this fight. While he tries to frame it as a 50-50 contest, the reality speaks for itself. Chris Eubank Jr. is operating on an entirely different level than Conor Benn. All the chatter about age and weight, just smoke and mirrors distracting from the core truth. Eubank's experience, physicality, and ring IQ put him leagues ahead. Charles knows it, even if he won't say it outright. Youth and raw aggression are no match for calculated skill, especially in a high-stakes bout like this. When it comes down to it, the more seasoned, intelligent fighter controls the pace and the outcome. While Charles might throw the occasional jab at Eubank's lifestyle outside the ring, he's under no illusions when it's time to trade blows. Benn's all-out style, fueled by legacy and emotion, simply won't hold up against Eubank's precision and poise. Make no mistake, Eubank isn't just coming to win. He's coming to dismantle. And when the dust settles, Benn will be exposed, not as a future legend, but as a fighter who wasn't ready for this level.
I only see one side, but I wasn't expecting him to be as strong as he was. And for someone so little, he does pack a punch. And I was quite shocked by that. I thought I could potentially just bully him because being 2-3, probably like three, maybe 4 weight classes above him, I just thought I'd be a bit too big. But yeah, he's very, very good. I'm quite intrigued to see that fight.
Anthony Joshua just added serious heat to the rivalry by throwing his full support behind Chris Eubank Jr. after getting a first-hand look at Eubank's relentless training sessions. Joshua wasn't just impressed, he was blown away. But it didn't stop there. Joshua didn't just show quiet support. He openly dismissed Conor Benn, making it clear he believes Benn isn't operating at the same level. While Eubank displayed laser-sharp focus and an almost ruthless commitment to his preparation, Benn was portrayed as the opposite, unfocused, overhyped, and underprepared. This isn't just a casual endorsement. It's a scathing verdict. Joshua's backing of Eubank shifts the narrative entirely, casting real doubt on Benn's ability to withstand what's coming. The message is loud and clear, the stage is set, and the warning signs are flashing. Benn may be walking into more than just a fight. He could be stepping straight into a storm he's not ready for.
Yeah, he seemed a bit stronger. He can punch Conor anyway, you know what I mean? He's always had a dig on him. I think you might get that from the old man, but he's improved a lot, Conor, and he can dig. So I think that would be a surprise for Eubank, because he's quite very explosive. Conor is, you know what I mean? Especially when he comes out of blocks, he's dangerous, you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting if
Frank Warren didn't hold back when it came to Chris Eubank Jr. In fact, he went straight for the jugular, bluntly calling him a prick in one of the most unfiltered moments leading up to the fight. And when asked to clarify, Warren doubled down, making it crystal clear that it's not Eubank's boxing that bothers him. It's the man himself. It wasn't about strategy or technique. This was a full-on personality clash. Warren took aim at Eubank's public persona, the arrogance, the swagger, the ego, and made no secret of his disdain. His explosive comments didn't just stir the pot. They poured gasoline on an already blazing fire. Eubank has long been a polarizing figure, but with Warren's verbal assault added to the mix, the tension has officially boiled over. What started as a professional rivalry has now crossed into deeply personal territory. This fight isn't just about titles or rankings anymore. It's about pride, legacy, and silencing the other man for good. With every harsh word, the pressure builds. And when the bell finally rings, it won't just be fists flying. It'll be ego, emotion, and years of animosity crashing head-on in what promises to be a truly explosive showdown.
Eubank says he'll retire if Benn beats him. Can you see where that thought process comes from? Obviously Conor stepping up 2 weights, the amount of bad blood there's been.
Yeah, maybe then you just don't know. Maybe where does he go from there if Conor beats him? I'm not trying to say Conor's any less of him, but yeah, Chris is obviously the guy who should beat him because he's a lot heavier, maybe more seasoned, but it's definitely a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I think Conor's going to beat him. So yeah, you can see where that thought process comes from. But who knows? I know Chris likes to play poker a lot, so maybe comes back for the money or something.
Darren Till isn't biting his tongue when it comes to Chris Eubank Jr., especially after Eubank's bold claim that he'll retire if Conor Benn beats him. It's a massive statement, and Till understands why the pressure's mounting. With Ben moving up in weight and the long-standing history between these two families, a loss for Eubank wouldn't just be a blemish on his record. It could seriously dent his legacy. But here's the curveball. Till doesn't see Eubank as the clear frontrunner. In his eyes, this is a genuine 50-50 fight. Eubank might have the edge in size, experience, and resilience, but Ben's explosive and unpredictable style brings danger, the kind that could unravel even a seasoned fighter. The big question now, is Eubank's retirement talk for real, or just another psychological play? Till reminds us that Eubank is no stranger to mind games. He thrives on getting inside his opponent's head and stirring the media pot. This could just be another tactic to crank up the pressure, sell the fight, and maybe even angle for a bigger purse. So, if Ben pulls off the upset, will Eubank actually hang up the gloves? Or is it all part of the show? Time will tell. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest updates.